Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, my name is Tiana, and if you are new to my channel, you should go ahead and subscribe, like, and comment, guys. And for today's video, I am gonna be doing a get ready with me. I'm really not going anywhere. I just gotta get ready for the next video. Probably going to Walmart later, just because I gotta get some stuff. But I also wanted to do a sort of Q&A because you guys don't really know much about me. So don't worry, it's not gonna be like a full-on glam. I just need some makeup on. So I was like, hey, why not? So if you guys didn't know, my name is Fernanda. I am 24 years old. My birthday is April 12th, so I'm turning 25, and I am married. I got married to my husband. In August we will be 3 years married, and he is also, well, he's 25. We have been together since we started like seeing each other in like December of 2012. So we've been together quite a bit of time. And when I met him, I didn't like him. I still don't. When I met him, I didn't like him. We met in our high school, actually, because that's him, actually. He is driving up right now. An English class together, and I didn't like him because, that's right, because he wanted to copy my work, and I was not that type of student. I didn't like all that stuff, and he never wanted to work, and etc. So I didn't really care for him. And one day when I was away in college, I was really sick, and he messaged me on Facebook, and he was like, I later found out it wasn't him, but he was like, hey, what are you doing? Do you remember me? And I was like, yeah, you're in my English class. He's like, yeah, what are you doing up? And we just kept on talking. So in December, whenever I went home, he was like, hey, let's hang out. My roommate from college, which she was from Ireland, she came along with me. So we went and we hung out with his friends, and we have been together ever since. That was December of 2012. So it is 2019. So this year, 987, we're going to be 7 years technically. But we started dating April 12th of 2013. So this year, we make 6 years technically. Yeah. So that's a little backstory. Let's see. All right. So I also have 5 siblings. There are 5 girls and one boy, sorry. And I am the youngest. I am the youngest of 6. And the one before me, well, actually most of my sisters will tell you that I'm the brattiest. Not true. All right, so to continue with these, I went ahead and looked up a few questions that I just thought were like cute, interesting, whatever. And I wrote them down in little sticky notes, and they're not in any specific order. So it says, if you didn't have to sleep, what would you do with your extra time? I would play Sims, honestly. I love playing The Sims, but with school and my husband and YouTube, and because I go to school Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I try to do videos on those days. So for the most part, and because like my mom watches kids and I like to help her, so because of that, I don't necessarily have a lot of time. And before I actually started school this semester, I was playing Sims a lot. It was so fun. All right, the next one is, what skill would you like to master? So growing up, I went to pretty much like college prep schools up until my last 2 years in high school, where I went to just a regular public school. So those few years from 5th through 10th, I went to a prep school, and they were mainly focused in school. And honestly, it's just not my thing. I like really, really have to be focused. So whenever I went to public school, I was finally able to get into something that I really, really enjoyed, which was dance. I was on the drill team in my high school, but what I've always wanted to do is to learn how to play an instrument. So maybe one day when I have time. The next one is, what songs have you completely memorized? There are a ton. Whenever I was in like high school or whatever, my best friend would always be like, oh, like rap this song or whatever, because for some reason I always memorize rap songs. So first one is Chicken Head by Project Pat. Next one is Grills by Paul Wall. And then the other one is Back Then by Mike Jones. And there are several other ones, but those are the ones that like stick. Like I know, like every single time that we drink with like our friends, that Jose and I drink with our friends, he always puts that song on, and he always knows that I will get up and start rapping. I don't know. All right, the next one is, are you usually early or late? Ask my family. So, yeah, ask my family. My family will tell you that I am late to everything. But what's funny is that every single time that I am late, it's when I'm with Jose. And every other time that I'm not with Jose, I arrive early. So, just let that sink in. No, but yeah, Jose and I are always late. Like, we're always the last ones. All right, the next one says, what are some small things that make your day better? Making my bed makes my day better. My room doesn't have to be clean, because honestly, like, we just live in a small room, right? So it's just, Jose and I, and we live in a small room. I have a crap ton of mess on my vanity, and I have a crap ton of mess over there, and Jose just likes to leave his car parts lying around. And honestly, what makes me happy is having my bed clean. So I make it a point to, if I don't make my bed in the morning, which most of the time I do, the only times that I might not is is whenever I have class, and that's if I'm running late. But for the most part, my class isn't till 8, and I wake up at like uh and I wake up like at 6 o'clock. So for the most part, I make my bed. Another thing that can make my day is my coffee. As long as I have my coffee, I'm good. So yeah, coffee and making my bed. The next question is, who has impressed you most with what they have accomplished? So this is a hard one for me, because like you guys know, like I have told you guys, I have a huge family. And my dad has done everything to make it so that we can live a very, very comfortable life. And the person that has, I guess, like influenced me the most, or the person that I look up to, is my oldest sister. My oldest sister left to the military when I think she was 19, and my oldest sister and I are 17 years apart. So I was about 3 years old, 3 years old, and she was in the military for 20 years she retired. She got her bachelor's degree. Oh, that color looked really patchy. This color from this palette here, this last call, is really patchy. All right, so yeah, like my sister Pumbaa, I think she's the person that I look up to the most. She's a wonderful mom. She is a very good wife, and you know, she treats me like I'm her daughter, and it's really nice. And actually, my two older sisters, they both treat me like I'm their daughter, and they, you know, they both changed my diapers, and one of them still reminds me that she changed my diapers. But yeah, Pumbaa. That's who impresses me the most. Oh, and Pumbaa's not her real name, guys. That's just what I called her. All right, the next thing is, what would be your ideal way to spend your weekend? Honestly, what Jose and I do most weekends, which is actually like most Fridays or something like that, um, is my ideal weekend. You know, like, normally Fridays after, you know, Jose gets off of work, and and our friends get off of work, Amber and David. We go to their house, we hang out, guys hang out outside, we hang out inside, and we hang out. Or like we'll hang out together. We always call it like charades night, because one time we were trying to play charades with them. Epic fail. Jose put some like random ass name of of a freaking movie that none of us knew. We're just like, what the heck? But yeah, that's pretty much like my ideal weekend, you know, like that. And pretty much what we do every weekend, like we go to my mother-in-law's house. I go to my mother-in-law's house on Sunday, and Saturday we normally spend like with my family. So yeah, it's pretty much my ideal weekend. You know, it used to be like, this used to be the type of weekend that I would want, because with working a full-time job and going to school part-time, I ended up doing all my chores on the weekend and all my homework on the weekend, and I got so exhausted that Jose would just like leave to like his mom's or whatever, hang out with his friends or whatever, and I would be stuck at home doing everything, and I got so tired. And it is like the weekend, like I would never catch a break. Sundays would be my wash day. Then I would have to go to the grocery store. And the grocery store that we have, mi tienda, I've said it before, I freaking hate it. And every weekend it would always be packed. So it's not like I could go like during the week, because I didn't get off. I went to school Monday through Thursday, and I didn't get off till like 9. And I went to school in Midtown, and I live in the north side of Houston. So it didn't work out, like, so yeah. That's that. Let's see. So what's something you've been meaning to try but haven't gotten around to? So we have these two like sushi places here in the north side. And one of them is called Culichi Town, and the other one, I honestly don't know what it's called. One of them is like a little truck stand, and it's basically like sushi, like Mexican sushi. Like and I've never tried it. One of the main reasons why I don't go to Culichi Town is because I freaking hate banda, and that's all they play there. They play banda, and I don't like it. I don't like banda at all. Like, it is not my type of music. I don't like it. It's just not my shindig. So yeah, that's why I haven't tried it. And every single time that we want to go to that sushi place, the other one, the little bitty one, we always forget it. We end up going to a taco stand. So let's see. How different was your life 1 year ago? It was very different. If you guys didn't know, my husband Well, why would you guys know? So last year, my life was very different. I worked full time at a law firm in Houston, um, as a file clerk, and I went to school. But my school load. No, yeah, my school load for last year was the same. So, I went to school full time. I went to school part time and I worked full time. So I worked 8 to 5. After work, I would go directly to school. Um, and like I was like constantly like tired and um and drained, and I just was not like the best me that I could possibly be. Um, because I was just always so tired, and I just like always felt defeated. Um, at the end of the day, I don't know how to like explain that. Um, so and also like that's not the only thing. Like I had issues. So since you guys didn't know, my husband, before we got married, he was a DACA recipient, and what that means is that he was brought into the United States undocumented, and Barack Obama set up a program where basically they could stay in the United States without being like penalized or anything. They could stay in the United States and study. So they could stay in the United States as long as they worked or went to school. Um, and so my husband was part of that since I think it was whenever he was 18. That's whenever it came out, because it was like whenever we were like in 2012. So my husband was part of that, and so whenever we got married, he was supposed to get a status change, but also when we got married, it was August of 2016, which, if you don't remember, I don't know how you could not remember. We were it was during the presidential campaign, and so everybody was putting in their paperwork. So fast forward to last year. During this time, we were still waiting. We had gotten an email from USCIS. So we're waiting for a reply from them, and they were so slow. And what sucks is that like Jose worked full time, and I worked full time too, but I was the only one that was able to call because I had an hour lunch break. And the sucky part is although I am married to him and I am the one that does all the paperwork and everything basically, like I'm the one basically, like I applied for him, and I was his sponsor. Meaning, if you don't know, you have to have a sponsor to become a resident in the United States, or to become a resident in the United States. So this was supposed to just be easy. It was just supposed to be a status change, basically, from DACA. It has an actual number attached to it, to permanent resident, which it should have been easy, right? And so I couldn't get any information or any update on the case, and Jose couldn't call because he was working. He only gets 30 minutes, and so here we are, like just waiting and waiting and waiting, and the only thing that they could tell us was that, oh, you have an interview pending. So yeah, basically we were just waiting. It was a really difficult time. The first 2 years of my marriage were really difficult because of that, just because we're just in limbo, like we didn't know what to do, and it's pretty scary because for one moment, like Jose didn't even have a permit because it just hadn't come in the mail. But yeah, good now. Basically, what you got out of that was that it was a really difficult time last year, and I really struggled. I never had any time for myself, and I never had any time for myself. And Jose and I are in a better place right now, and mentally, like in our relationship and legally. He is all good now. All right, so the next question is, what do you hope never changes? So one thing I hope never ever changes is the relationship and the bond that my siblings and I have. But growing up, I never felt close to them because they're all older than me. But as I grew up, like I felt so much closer to them, and age gap didn't really matter because like now we're all married, and we all hang out and we all love each other, and it's just something that I hope never changes because they are like, they're my number one supporters. They're always there for me. They're the people that have been there for me, obviously, since day one. And especially because I was the baby. So they were all there for me since day one. And I love all of them equally. And I love them because they gave me all my babies, my nieces and nephews. And like I see other families and I see that they're not like other siblings, and I see that they're like constantly like fighting or like calling each other like horrible names, and I'm like, I could never call my sisters or my brother any of that. Like I have so much respect for them, and I just admire them all so much for everything that they do for their families, for themselves, for me, because they raised me, I was the baby, so they raised me. And if you guys didn't know, my dad worked overseas for 15 years, which I am 15 years, so I'm 24, gonna be 25. My dad was gone more than half my life, so they were all there for me unconditionally, and they all love me unconditionally, and I just hope that never changes. All right. What city would you most like to live in? So, the city I would most like to live in is Puerto Vallarta. I visited it with my parents a few years ago, and I loved it. I fell in love with it because everybody, todos son muy amables. Like I fell in love with the city, with being by the water, with the food, the people. Everybody's so nice there, and I always told Jose that when we retire, we're going over there. And if it ain't we, it's me. What is the most relaxing place you have ever been? There are three that I would say. There are three places that are most relaxing to me, and that is, the first place that I'll name is Koh Samet, and that is a small island by Thailand. I was fortunate enough to go there with my parents. It was my honeymoon, but Jose didn't come with me. I was fortunate enough to go with my parents, and I fell in love. Like, it was freaking paradise, guys. Like, it was beautiful. It was beautiful, relaxing. I don't like massages because that tickles me, but man, can they got some magic hands. The only thing I didn't like was the food, but other than that, it was spot on. Another place would be the Marine Headlands, which is in California. I found it very, very soothing because it's by the beach, and it's super it's cold, but it's just so relaxing. Like, I don't know, I just love the weather. And okay, and if like I just want to go somewhere relaxing here in Houston, my favorite place to go is this the Half Price bookstore in Rice Village. My father took me there, my daddy took me there as a child, and it's one of my favorite places to go and relax. Even if I'm not gonna buy a book, I go there, I read parts, like chapters of books, like I could be there forever. It's my favorite place. um it's my dad's favorite library too, favorite bookstore too. um the next one is, what are some things you've had to unlearn? um when I was in the police academy, which yes, I was in the police academy, no, I did not graduate. I had some health issues, so I couldn't finish. But when I was in the police academy, I learned that I did push-ups wrong. I used to do push-ups like this, so with my arms out, and that is not the correct way. You actually force yourself to do more work doing it this way. You're supposed to put your arms in and basically like down here. So I had to unlearn that. It was super difficult because I was already doing them the way that I was so accustomed to, and then like and then they're like, oh, that's not the way you do it. Well, thanks for letting me know. By the way, side note, I hate the way this one comes out. Like, it's so messy. Like, look at that. Does anybody want to just put that on? Like, nobody wants to put that on their eyes. It's disgusting. So I always have to like clean it off, and it sucks because I actually like the lengthening of it, I'm almost done, so I'll just add a few more. Let's see. One of my favorite things that I like to eat is maybe tacos. Duh. I love tacos de tripa. Are so good. I also love ceviche with some beer, a michelada on the side. Let's see. Let's see, my first job was at the mall, and I worked at the mall for quite some time. I worked at I don't like this one. I worked at this place called Amuse. I hated it. I was 16, and it didn't last very long because my dad wanted me to focus on school. Then it was Victoria's Secret, which was whenever I came back from Ohio. Then it was after that I worked at Victoria's Secret, which I loved for a while, and then I started to hate it. And then I worked at, this does not work out. Then I worked at Jeep, I guess. I hated that one too. Worked at Coach. I liked that one. Worked at Sawgrass. I loved that one. Then after that, that's when I went to police academy, and then I went back to Sawgrass, and then I had to leave because of my medical reasons. And then I worked at Nothing Bundt Cakes, which it was okay. And then that's whenever I was at the law firm. And then now I'm thinking about going back to work. So yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions for me, if there's something that you would like to know, feel free to ask. I am pretty open. I mean, I don't have a whole lot to tell you. I mean, that's pretty much it. The only other interesting thing about me was that I had open heart surgery when I was born. Other than that, nothing else. Alright guys, that is it for this video. Let me know if you have any questions on anything. Yeah, this was pretty fun actually. I enjoyed telling you a little bit about myself, because I know like some of you guys, like for the most part, like some of you guys know me, but the few of you that don't, I wanted y'all to get to know me. I'm a pretty cool person, you know, like I think I am, you know, like and I'm pretty chill, you know. Just a married gal, going to school, maybe working again. But yeah guys, that'll be it for this video. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of here so I can give y'all another video. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below if you guys have any more questions for me, any more suggestions, and any of the questions that I ask. Why don't you guys tell me down below your answer for it? That'd be cool. I want to know about y'all too. Alright guys, thank you so much. Y'all have a good day. Bye.